Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Conceptual Genetics and Breeding. So today we are going to discuss another gene interaction, that is duplicate gene interaction. In this gene interaction, the F2 ratio will be changed into 15:1 from 9:3:3:1. So let's start today's topic. First of all, what is duplicate gene interaction is? In case of duplicate gene interaction, the two dominant gene which are governing a particular character, basically they will produce the same phenotype whether they are alone or they are present together. Okay, so suppose there are two genes A and B. A will produce the phenotype P and B will also produce the phenotype P. Okay, their phenotype will be same. Okay, suppose A is going to produce pink color, so B is going to produce pink color. Okay, their phenotypic effect will be same. And when they are both present together also, A and B, when they are both present together, they are going to produce pink color. So their phenotypic effect will be same, their phenotype will be same, the character they will produce will be same, whether they are present alone or whether they are present together with each other. Okay, that's why it is known as duplicate gene interaction, because their phenotypic effect is same. We can say they are duplicate of each other, and the contrasting phenotype is produced only when both the gene are in homozygous recessive state. Okay, so whenever any of the dominant gene will be present, the phenotypic expression will be there, the resulted phenotype will be there. When both will absent, suppose small a, small b is present. Okay, in this condition the other phenotype will be produced, let's say white color. Okay, so that's why 15 individual will be having pink color, for example, and one individual will be having this white color. That's why this gene interaction is resulted into 15:1 gene interaction ratio. So for example, here we have taken the example of non-floating habit in rice. Okay, so in case of rice, you all know that rice is grown in field which is filled with water and it does not float. So this non-floating habit in rice, it is controlled by two genes, DW1 and DW2. When DW1 and DW2 both are present together, the capital allele of the gene, then non-floating habit is observed. Okay, we have already said when both are present together, the character will be there, that is non-floating. And when DW1 is alone present, okay, with small dw2, when this capital DW1 alone present, then again non-floating habit will be observed. When small dw1 is present with capital DW2, then also non-floating habit will be observed. Now we have seen that when both dominant allele are present, the dominant allele of both the gene are present together, non-floating habit will be observed. Okay, when only one dominant gene is present and other is recessive, then also non-floating habit is observed. When second dominant gene is present and first gene is in recessive state, then also non-floating habit is observed. And floating habit is observed only when, sorry, this is a small dw1. Okay, when is dw1, dw2, dw2, when both gene are having their recessive state. Okay, so in this condition floating habit will be observed. So resulted what will be the effect of this? The effect of this will be change in the F2 ratio. Okay, and how this F2 ratio is going to change, we will discuss in working example. Here we have already discussed that how this genotype, they will resulted into different phenotype. Okay, this is a small dw1. So in working example, we will see how the F2 population will form and how this interaction, this duplicate gene interaction will result into 15:1 F2 ratio. So these are the parents. This is non-floating and this is floating type of parent. So non-floating will having the dominant allele of both the gene, that is capital DW1, capital DW1, capital DW2 and capital DW2. So it will form the gamete capital DW1, capital DW2, and the floating type will observe when the recessive allele of both the genes are present. That is small dw1, small dw1, small dw2, small dw2. So it will result into gamete small dw1, small dw2. So when we cross them, we will form our F1 generation, and F1 generation will be all will be non-floating because it will have the genotype capital DW1, small dw1, capital dw2, small dw2. So both are present, capital dw1 and capital dw2. So it will have non-floating habit. When we cross this F1, when we self-pollinate this F1 plant, we will produce our F2 generation. So 4 type of gamete will produce in case of female and in case of male, okay, because it is self-pollination, so gamete will be same. Here this is the capital DW1, small dw1, capital DW2, small dw2. So we will see the gamete formation when this will go with this. First type of gamete will form, that is capital DW1, capital DW2. When this will go with this, second type of gamete will be formed, that is capital DW1, small dw2. When this gamete will go with this gamete, then small dw1, capital dw2. Third type of gamete will form, and when this will go with this small dw1, small dw2. Fourth type of gamete will be formed. Okay, so similar type of male gamete will form and female gamete will form. We will cross them in every possible combination and we will get 16 different type of plants. Okay, so we will see that when first female gamete will cross with first male gamete, non-floating type of plant will be observed. Why? Because both capital DW and DW1 and capital DW2 are present there. When this will cross with this, again non-floating. So whenever a dominant allele is present, then it will show non-floating habit, okay, because both genes are giving the same phenotype. When the dominant allele is absent of both the gene, then only floating type of habit will observe, okay. So we are crossing here this gene allele this gamete with this third gamete, then again non-floating will be observed. When we cross with this then again non-floating habit will be observed. Why? Because here in every plant one of the dominant allele is present, okay. Either both dominant allele are present or one of the dominant allele is present, either DW1 or DW2. So here also, here you can see that everywhere a dominant allele is present, okay. Here capital DW1 is present, here capital DW2 is present. So all these 15 plants, they will have non-floating habit because of the presence of either two of the dominant allele or one of the dominant allele, okay, either DW1, capital DW1 or capital DW2. Only this plant, okay, when we cross this fourth gamete with this fourth gamete, here small dw1, small dw2, and here also small dw1 and small dw2. So it will result into small dw1, small dw1, small dw2, small dw2. So all the recessive allele are present here. It will be floating type of habit, okay, it will have floating type of habit. So that's why this 9:3:3:1 ratio, okay, normally this F2 ratio is the F2 dihybrid ratio is this 9:3:3:1. We all know that it is the Mendel law of independent assortment in which we observe this 9:3:3:1 ratio. Now it is going to change into 15:1 due to this duplicate gene interaction, okay. So we have to remember in duplicate gene interaction that whenever a dominant allele is present, Either it is the dominant allele of first gene, that is capital DW1, or it is the dominant allele of the second gene, that is capital DW2. We will found this non-floating type of plants, and when recessive allele of both the genes are present, then we will found this another phenotype, that is floating type. Okay, or we can say the contrasting phenotype, that is floating type. That's why it will give us 15:1 ratio. So some other characters are also there in which we observe this duplicate gene interaction. The first character is the development of fruit shape in bursa, and second character is nodulation in groundnut. So these two characters are also governed by duplicate gene interaction. Okay, so I hope this duplicate gene interaction is now clear to all of you now. If you have any question, then you can ask by commenting on the video. Okay, so thank you so much.